plan to go into the equine business field, and I know that I want to have a barn, though I don't know what I want to do yet. There's a pretty common theme for working in the equine business. Although this isn't said for everything, it is said for almost everything. Equestrians and those in the field don't make a lot of money despite all the time and work that they put into it, and that's because of how expensive the upkeep products are and how expensive the vet is, especially when there's something wrong with your horse. Before I explain the two main reasons why it is so hard to make money, I'm going to talk about how hard the work is. There's so much labor put into horses and yet no income. So what's all the work that I'm talking about? Well, the biggest thing is that when you have your own barn, you have your own horses that you have to take care of. That means waking up early in the morning, going out to bring the horses in and feed them, cleaning the stalls multiple times a day, cleaning and filling water buckets, giving hay multiple times a day, and then doing it all again in the evening. Then in the middle of the day, you have to ride your horse, as that's usually a good way to make money. You also have to be there for the vet and farrier when they come. There are many other doctors that you can have for your horse as well, and you have to be there for their appointments too. This means that you're at the barn from early in the morning till late at night with little breaks every single day of the week. One of the trainers that I work with, Bailey Cook, said that training at a barn that isn't yours is the best way to go because that's the only way that you're going to get a vacation. I've spoken with her a couple of times about what it's like being a trainer. I see her a lot at the barn doing chores and then riding and then going to other barns to give lessons because that's how she makes her money. She told me herself that it's very hard work with little income, so you have to be in the equine field because you love it and not for the money. Now to get into some of the reasons why you won't be making any money. One of the biggest reasons is how expensive it is to buy all of the upkeep products. The barn manager at my barn right now told me that hay is $11 a bale. Typically for one horse, you can get less than 5 days out of one bale. And most barns have more than one horse, so that money can add up. You'll also have to pay for feeding and supplements. Different horses eat different types of food, which means most barns keep a lot of different products and a lot of different foods, which the prices can vary. You'll also be feeding more than one horse, most likely, so those prices can add up as well. You also have to pay for prices for shavings, fences, building rings, tack, riding gear, etc. You could easily spend $1,000 on riding gear for yourself, as boots, helmets, and riding bands cost at cheapest a couple $100 each. Saddles are a couple $1,000s, and horses have different backs, which means you have to have different types of saddles. Then you have the cost of the horse itself. Most cost thousands of dollars, even as babies. If you wanted a show horse for 100 jumpers, you could pay up to a couple of $100,000 just for one horse. As if all of that isn't enough, you also have vet bills, farrier bills, and whatever other doctors you may have for your horse. And as silly as it sounds, horses seem to be very accident prone and injure themselves a lot. A simple surgery to remove a broken bone fragment from a leg could cost around $3,000. If your horse fully breaks his leg in the racing industry, it is often suggested to put the horse down rather than spending money and time fixing the horse. A tiny nail sticking out of a fence post could put them out of work for months, and when your horse is out of work, that means you can't make money off of them anymore. Now, it may seem simple to just charge your customers a lot of money so that you don't have to pay for all of this yourself. But a lot of people won't or simply cannot pay for this, and they will not pay for expensive board because of how expensive everything else is. Nobody is willing to pay the price of what it would actually take to make a profit. Nobody would want to pay $700 to board their horse in a pasture, so it's hard to charge them because they're not going to pay it. They have other things to pay for on top of paying board. And this is why it is so hard to make money in an industry that takes so much time and so much work.